Welcome to the Happiness Contribution Show with me, your happy host, Rosaria Cirillo. On the show, we talk about the various roles happiness plays in our individual lives and in business, and about the benefits that being happy brings. And we share knowledge and practices about what contributes to our happiness. Join me and my guests on this happiness journey together, and get involved by visiting our website at happinesscontribution.com. Welcome to the Happiness Contribution Show. I'm your host, Rosaria Cirillo, a little Italian sunshine of energy, enthusiasm, and passion living in the Netherlands. I'm a university lecturer, certified Six and happiness trainer, yoga and laughter yoga teacher, speaker, and author, with a mission to bring more happiness in the world, one interaction at a time, the business and the education worlds being my chosen playground. In this episode, and in the next episode, I will share with you a great well-being practice that I first learned during the laughter yoga teacher training in 2021, and then again during my yoga teacher training in Nepal, and about which training I've been sharing more in episode 21. In this Insight episode, I'll be sharing with you a bit of background and theory, while in the next episode, practice, it will really be just a recorded Yoga Nidra session, so that you can use that track as often as you like without having to fast forward through the theory. So, as usual, with the interviews and also with the other well-being insights, I always like to share a bit more of background and history on how I met my guests or how the practice was introduced into my life, because I believe that there is a learning and a message in that too. So as a practitioner, I actually came across Yoga Nidra already more than 10 years ago when I was following yoga pregnancy classes, and then later as part of my mindfulness 8 weeks training, what is often referred as a body scan. I found it a great practice, but somehow it did not stick with me. And I think it's probably because I did not have the right recording at hand. And as a teacher, instead, I deepened my knowledge of Yoga Nidra first during the Laughter Yoga Leader and Teacher training in 2021, because in Laughter Yoga, we use Yoga Nidra as one of the 3 relaxation practices that we do at the end of each laughter session to ground and recenter after we have lifted up so much energy with the laughter. And it's really during this laughter yoga teacher training that I started to use it more regularly, also as an aid to fall asleep when I couldn't fall asleep, or when not having slept well during the night or not enough, and then needing a super powered nap, or even just in the morning, like really, when you wake up like like your alarm goes at 6 and you are like, yeah, I actually didn't even sleep yet. And then I had those beautiful recording from my laughter yoga teacher master, Lara Lucaccioni. So I use those recording a lot, and as I will share with you in a bit, really those 20 hours of Yoga Nidra can have a massive impact on the restoration of the energy. But it's really during the last, last year during my yoga teacher training in Nepal that I got to deepen my knowledge of Yoga Nidra even further. Because in the wider yoga wisdom, Yoga Nidra is actually one of the stages of Raya Yoga. In the blog post, What is Yoga and what are the 16 types of yoga connected to the 7 chakra, I speak about Raya Yoga by Patanjali and its 5th stage of Pratyahara, withdrawal from senses, where the mind and the mental awareness are dissociated from the sensory channels. And Yoga Nidra fits here. It's one of the aspects of Pratyahara, which leads then to the higher states of concentration and samadhi. Again, you can read more about this in our blog post, What is Yoga and what are the 16 types of yoga. Here, I'm going to focus on Yoga Nidra and say that it's derived by 2 Sanskrit words, yoga and nidra. Yoga comes from the Sanskrit root Yog or Yugoslav, which means union. And yoga is the union, harmony, balance, and connection of body, mind, energy, and soul. The mission of yoga being summarized in 3H: health, happiness, and harmony, which of course totally resonates with me, and it's totally aligned with my very own mission. And the goal of yoga is self-realization. Nidra means sleep. So Yoga Nidra means yogi sleep, for which we intend a state in which our mind is fully conscious and completely awake while our body goes to sleep. And it's a really powerful technique in which we learn to relax consciously, inducing a complete physical, mental, and emotional relaxation. And it's also a state of dynamic sleep in which we remain aware so that we can experience true relaxation. And this is the reason why it's also referred as psychic sleep or deep relaxation with inner awareness, because again, we remain aware. And before guiding you through a practice of Yoga Nidra in the next episode so that you can actually experience it, in this episode, I want to share with you more about more insights about this practice, and I want to do so by sharing with you three things. First, a poem about Yoga Nidra written by Swami Satyananda Saraswati. Second, sharing with you a shortened abstract from the article The Origin and Clinical Relevance of Yoga Nidra, published just in 2022 on PubmedCentral. And lastly, some few insights from the book Yoga Nidra by Swami Satyananda Saraswati, which is the key leading book on the topic. So let's first start with the poem. Yoga Nidra, the blissful relaxation. Most people sleep without resolving their tensions. This is termed Nidra. Nidra means sleep, no matter what or why. But Yoga Nidra means sleep after throwing off the burdens. It is of a blissful higher quality altogether. When awareness is separate and distinct from the vrittis, when waking, dream, and deep sleep pass like clouds, yet awareness of Atma remains, this is the experience of total relaxation. Relaxation does not mean sleep. Relaxation means to be blissfully happy. It has no end. I call bliss absolute relaxation. Sleep is a different matter. Sleep gives only mind and sense relaxation. Bliss relaxes the Atma, the inner self. That is why in Tantra, Yoga Nidra is the doorway to Samadhi. Swami Satyananda Saraswati. So this was the poem. The second part that I want to share with you is this abstract on the origin and the clinical relevance of Yoga Nidra, as published in an article by PubmedCentral on 2022. So also this to say that there is a lot of scientific evidence around this. And basically what it says in this article is that Yoga Nidra is a simplified form of an ancient tantric relaxation technique. It combines guided mental imagery with a specific yoga posture called Shavasana, or the corp pose. So in general, we tend to lay still with our hands, our palm towards the ceiling, as if to also receiving a sort of gift. That's my addition, it's not in the article. And the goal of Yoga Nidra is to promote a profound, I think some words here I'm really missing out on the accent, a profound state of relaxation, which differs from sleep because there is still an awareness of our surroundings. And while several components of the practice have been known already since ancient times, it was only in the 1960s that an updated and systematized system of practice was introduced to the public, to the writing, again, of Swami Satyananda Saraswati, which is really the key author on the topic. And unlike other schools of yoga, which emphasize concentration or contemplation, Yoga Nidra's goal is really complete relaxation. And the calm inner stillness induced by Yoga Nidra is claimed to be an effective stress management tool, as well as a mean for attaining greater receptivity to personal resolution. It has, again, I'll share it more in the next part. It has really powerful elements on making things happen, but from our inner self. So Yoga Nidra is considered to promote beneficial changes in both our physiological state and in our mental health. And clinical studies have shown that Yoga Nidra meditation is associated with positive physiological changes, including improvements in several hematological variables like red blood cell counts, blood glucose level, and hormonal status. And even neuroimaging studies have shown that Yoga Nidra produces change in the endogenous dopamine release and cerebral blood flow, a further confirmation that its effect on our central neurological system are really objectively measurable. So that's the nugget on the medical aspect of it. And now the insights as they come from Yoga Nidra book by Swami Satyananda Saraswati. And I really extrapolated 4 principal main elements from it. So the first element, and they're all focused about the benefits. The first most powerful benefit is that it is a powerful relaxation and recharge technique. In today's world, we have a dispersion of human energy at all possible levels and at all times. Our mind has really lost the point of balance and harmony in every sphere of existence. We are faced with a new epidemic of stress-related disorders, which are caused by our inability to adapt to the high competitive pace of modern life. There is simply too much. And while sleep is a natural recharge mechanism of our body and mind, in today's stressful life, many people, especially in the business world, are just not getting enough or good quality sleep. So we miss out on a major recharging opportunity. So we feel drowsy during the day and cannot focus on concentrate on our work. And as a result, efficiency and performances drop. Also, psychosomatic illness such as diabetes, hypertension, migraine, asthma, ulcers, digestive disorders, and skin diseases arise from tension in the body and the mind. Even the leading cause of death in developed countries like cancer and heart disease, they really come from tension. So Swami Satyananda Saraswati points out that today's universal problem is tension, hypertension, total tension. And if we know how to free ourselves from tension, then we can know how to solve our problems in life. If we are able to balance our tensions, we can control our emotions, our anger, and our passions. And therefore, we can control heart diseases, high blood pressure, leukemia, and angina pectoris. And in the yogic philosophy, as well as in modern psychology, there are 3 basic types of tensions which are considered responsible for all the agonies of modern life. We have muscular tension, which relates to the body itself, the nervous system, and the endocrinal imbalances. We have emotional tensions, which stems from various dualities such as love or hate, profit, loss, success, failure, happiness, unhappiness. And we have mental tensions, which are the result of excessive mental activity, which just keeps going on higher and more with all of those different channels and social medias and everything possible that goes on today. And it is through the systematic practice of Yoga Nidra that those three different types of tension can progressively be released. So the yogi text all unequivocally state that peace can only be found within and never without. Therefore, if we wish to create a more peaceful world, we first must learn to relax and to harmonize our own body and mind. And that's where Yoga Nidra comes into place as a powerful relaxation technique, which helps us to recharge quickly so that we can perform to the maximum. And that's here where I want to share with you that just 30 minutes of Yoga Nidra can give us the relaxation equivalent of 2 hours of ordinary sleep. I mentioned to you at the beginning that sometimes when I haven't managed to sleep the entire night, then the one thing I'll do before getting up is do Yoga Nidra for 30 minutes, because that is empowering, just like 2 hours of ordinary sleep. The second major benefit of Yoga Nidra is that it is a great mind programming technique. Many times we struggle to give up a bad habit despite our best of efforts. We just cannot give them up. But on the other hand, when we make new resolutions, they're often hard to implement. And that is because we make those decisions from our conscious mind without any changes in the subconscious or deeper mind. And through a number of observations and experiments he conducted, Swami Saraswati found that when one is asleep, it remains in a state of potentiality, a form of awareness that is awake and fully alert to the outer situations. And by training the mind, it is possible to utilize this state. So when we are in deep sleep at night, we are even more aware, there is even more potential than when we are in our dreaming state. This means that we can learn more when we are sleeping than we are awake. And this is how Yoga Nidra can be utilized also for the evolution of the mind. When the relaxation is complete, the receptivity is greater. And when the consciousness is connected to all the senses instead, in that moment, the receptivity is less. I guess you can imagine that when you're relaxed, you are completely open to any mental change. But if instead you are conscious and your mind is busy with all the senses and all the other feelings, then it's already busy with that, so it cannot receive anything else. So in Yoga Nidra, the consciousness is a state between waking and sleep, but it's not subject to either. It's a state in which the mind is exceptionally receptive. Languages and other subjects can be learned rapidly. Suggestions given at this time are very successful also in removing unwanted habits and tendencies, because they work at subconscious level. And the intuitions received in Yoga Nidra enable us to find within ourselves the answers to all the problems. Yoga Nidra really helps us to connect to our subconscious mind, and whatever we say you're listening to during Yoga Nidra is directly registered into our subconscious mind without any contradiction. Therefore, if we want to change our lifestyle or change any habit, the best way is to make a resolution, which we call sankalpa, and repeat it 3 times while doing Yoga Nidra, both at beginning and at the end of the session. And then it will really manifest quickly and bring about real change. And those sankalpa take the form of a short mental statement which is expressed on the subconscious mind when that is receptive and sensitive to autosuggestion during the Yoga Nidra. The sankalpa has to be made not while we are intellectually active, but when our mind is already calm and quiet. And before and after the practice of yoga, there is a short period dedicated to the sankalpa. So also in the recording, I will guide you through that. And the resolve you make at the beginning of the practice is really like sowing a seed, while the resolve that you repeat at the end is just like irrigating it, like giving it water so that it can actually grow and flourish. But this resolve, sankalpa resolution, is made entirely by the practitioner himself. So the guide in the recording will only tell you now is the timing to make your sankalpa, but I will not propose you the sankalpa. The sankalpa is something that you come up with. The instructor is only a guide that gives the technique. And this is one of the key differences between Yoga Nidra and hypnosis, where instead the therapist generally dominates the mind and the will of the subject. This does not happen in Yoga Nidra, as I hope you will hear in the practice. Last two benefits of Yoga Nidra is number 3 is that it's a great gateway to meditation. For most people, including me, it's very difficult to meditate because there is a continuous stream of thoughts that keeps coming even if we don't want to. Our mind cannot focus and concentrate unless the body is relaxed. Therefore, the first step to meditation is the body relaxation. Yoga Nidra provides the easiest way to relax our body and mind and help us, therefore, concentrate, leading to a meditative state. And the last benefit is that it is so easy, so simple that anyone can do it. Yoga Nidra is suitable for all individuals, all age groups, from children to seniors, from beginners to advanced practitioners of yoga. All you have to do is just to lay down on the floor, or eventually you can also sit on a chair, possibly reclinable, but the best is to be in a sort of laying position, and just listen to the instruction of the facilitator and follow them. You may luckily fall asleep, but you will still get the benefits as the unconscious mind is still absorbing the practice. And it is really a simple meditation which just reduces the number of thoughts significantly. What is important is just that you try not to fall asleep during the practice and just keep the focus on the guiding voice. Now, this is really all I wanted to share with you in the in this episode on the theory part. In the next episode, I will be guiding you through a Yoga Nidra practice that I designed and tested during my yoga teacher training in Nepal in June 2023. And I will focus just on that so that you can use that track as often as you want. And I also get to do the practice maybe with my own recording. So finally, I'll have a recording with my own voice that I can use. And we'll see if I actually also like that. So that really was all for today's episode. I'm Rosaria, and I'm committed to bring more happiness into the world, one customer, one employee, and now one student at a time, by sharing the science of happiness and by empowering companies to achieve growth, productivity, and profits by cultivating happiness. If I can be of any help or support for you and your company with my keynotes, sessions, or training programs, I would love to hear from you. So get in touch. In the meantime, keep following our podcast, taking care of your well-being and connecting and radiating from the heart. Thank you, and until the next episode. This was the Happiness Contribution Show, available on YouTube as webcast and on your favorite channels as podcast. If you like the show, we would appreciate if you share it with one person that may benefit from it too. Subscribe to our channel and tune in for the next episode. You can find all the episodes and discover more happiness contribution tips on our website, happinesscontribution.com. That's all for today. Stay happy and healthy and nurture happiness contribution.